my darlings, I hope you're all doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. Today, while I'm filming this, it is the most perfect autumnal day. Actually, I think today is the first day of autumn. I'm filming this on Sunday the 22nd of September, and it's been raining on and off, and it's a little bit chilly, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this season. I take this all back. It ended up thundering and storming pretty hardcore throughout the rest of the day, and I don't like thunder or storms like that. You know, I get kind of scared, especially when I'm home alone. Yeah, so that was fun. If you are not having perfect autumnal weather today, I'm so sorry. But I hope you are comfy and cozy no matter what the climate is where you are watching this. In today's video, we'll be talking about language tattoos. Now, I'm sure we have all heard the horror stories when it comes to different languages being done as tattoos, specifically for people who get tattoos of languages they don't speak. These people rely heavily on websites like Google Translate, and they're not always 100% accurate. Or sometimes these people will take to the internet and ask random strangers, hey, translate something for me because I want to get it tattooed on me. And that's ballsy to trust a bunch of random strangers, if you ask me. There have been many examples of language tattoos going wrong. You have probably had your parents or grandparents or someone in your family or a friend say, hey, never get another language tattooed on you because I know someone that did that and it ended up meaning this and it's just a disaster. Don't do it. I feel like other language tattoos and relationship tattoos are the two big tattoo subjects that most people will warn you about, and I can understand why. So I'm going to show you some examples before we get into a story of someone that has fell victim to this whole thing, and it's always a whole ordeal. Okay, so strap in, let's go. So this news article I come across is probably the best case scenario. Man's £800 Japanese tattoo meant nothing when artist made spelling mistake. Oh gosh, again, this is best case scenario. It's probably better that something means nothing than something completely off from what you wanted it to mean, or something rude or offensive, you know, like that's worst case scenario. So some of this article says a man who spent £800 to have a samurai bushido code tattooed onto his arm in Japanese was left with something completely meaningless when the tattoo artist missed out a line and got the spelling wrong. Chris opted for a samurai tattoo because he loves samurais and the code they live by, especially the 7 virtues of bushido: integrity, respect, heroic courage, honor, compassion, honesty, and sincerity, duty, and loyalty. Within his samurai tattoo, Chris wanted to take the keywords gardener and warrior from the Japanese quote, "It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war," as he couldn't fit the whole quote. just cherry pick. That's lovely. I love that. But a few days after he got his tattoo, that a friend revealed to him that his tattoo was spelled wrong and that it had no meaning. The tattoo artist had missed one line, which meant the quote didn't say anything at all. Which, big yikes, that is probably pretty disappointing because now the tattoo doesn't have much of a meaning. But play silly games, get silly prizes, right? Like, you have to double, triple check all of these things. Anyway, here are some more examples of tattoos not meaning what they actually mean. So there's this old tweet that said she wanted to write butterfly, instead she got fly, the pest, and butter, stuff spread on bread. Close enough, right? Like, you're close. And then this person got what they thought was a tattoo that says appreciate life, and then someone said, like, seriously, don't listen to Tumblr, this means I'm rotten. Yikes. You know, like that's ooh. Hello, a friend of mine got this tattoo on her right wrist and has no idea what it means. Your translation would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Sabrina. And apparently this tattoo means toilet demon. I mean, I think some of us, or most of us, can relate to the fact that we've all, once upon a time in our lives, been toilet demons, you know? Oh god. Yeah, I don't think I would want that tattooed on me. Toilet demon? Well, actually, it's kind of funny. You know, toilet demon? It's quite funny. I'm the worst though. My sense of humour is literally the same as a 5-year-old boy's. So, yeah. I just want to do a quick credit to the post that I just read out. It's actually from this website where someone translates people's tattoos. It is honestly so fascinating. If you want some entertainment, I highly recommend going to this website. I will leave a link down below. And there is so much more. There are people out there walking around with like food orders tattooed on them and stuff. And then of course we have Ariana Grande's palm tattoo. This says she wanted it to promote and celebrate her latest single, 7 Rings. Instead, it's referencing a type of Japanese charcoal cooking grill. Like, even Ariana Grande, someone that has so much money and could have, you know, the best of the best translators at her hands, excuse the pun, and she even fell victim to this. So the article that I read before about the man that spent £800 on a Japanese tattoo and it ended up not meaning anything had this very interesting graph, and it says the top 10 most popular languages to get tattooed. Number 1 is Japanese. This doesn't shock me at all. This says Chinese, but I'm gonna say Mandarin because that's what it is. It's Mandarin, right? Third one is Arabic. 4th is Latin, then Korean, then Greek, then French, then Spanish, then Italian, then English. I have a feeling that English is at the bottom because it's not like the prettiest language to look at, you know. I feel like a lot of people go for Japanese, Mandarin, Arabic because it just looks different to English. You know, us English speakers, we see English written all the time. It gets a little bit boring. So I can see the appeal with getting other languages tattooed on you because it just looks different. But obviously when you get a language tattooed on you that you actually don't speak natively or, you know, as a second language kind of fluently, as we can tell, it's risky. Anyway, let's move on to a TikTok content creator that has recently documented the fact that they have a tattoo in a language they don't natively speak or speak at all, and it doesn't say what they thought it was meant to say. Okay, so let me introduce you to Amy. Amy is from Australia. On her Instagram profile, it does say that she is an aspiring TikTok star. Which, fair enough. I respect it. I make social media content for a job. I get it. I understand. On TikTok, Amy has 95k followers, so she's pretty popular. Some of her social media content includes travel vlogs. She recently uploaded a multiple part series. It's pretty big, called My Abuser, My Boyfriend. She also documents the fact that she has a chronic UTI, and I think she tries to make awareness for this. And most of you are probably thinking, Lauren, why would you bring this up right now? Like, what the hell? But I feel like as Amy brings it up quite a bit within her content, it's obviously very important to her, and I feel like she has this like mission of making awareness for chronic UTIs. And it's not something that you would think about every day, you know. You don't think, oh wait, is there actually people out there that have chronic UTIs? Because like it's just something that you may know that some people get every now and then. I've had a couple in my life. Oh boy, I'm sure if you've ever had a UTI, okay, you know it's not pleasant. So I have nothing but love and respect and well wishes for Amy if she's continuously going through that. Like, that cannot be pleasant at all. And yeah, I just wanted to make awareness for it as well, just to help the cause, you know? Anyway, moving along to the tattoo, Amy uploaded a TikTok on the 4th of August with the caption, "Yes, I am tipsy." In this TikTok, she asks if people can help her translate a possible tattoo for her, a tattoo that she wants.
Super random, but I need someone who speaks Fijian to check a translation for me before I get something tattooed on my body. So if you speak Fijian, please hit me up and don't stitch me up because that would be tragic.
Asking the internet, okay, well, actually, no, wait. Asking TikTok, okay. TikTok is completely different to the rest of the internet to me personally, because TikTok seems to breed the most insane trolls, okay. Everyone is so unhinged on that app. It's insane, especially as it is full of millennials and Gen Z who literally don't take life seriously at all, all right? Like, why would you trust millennials and Gen Z on TikTok to help you translate something that is permanent for life? Oh my god, there is just no way in hell I would ever trust anyone on the internet with that much power, okay? Like, no. So as you have probably guessed, this is definitely where the fun starts.
This is your sign to get a matching tattoo with chicks you've known for less than 12 months. I'm ready. This does not hurt as much as my UTI, FYI. Hot, so hot. This is mine. Amazing.
Since the first TikTok where she's asking for help, Amy has since uploaded a handful of other TikToks panicking over her new tattoo. So in one TikTok, she responds to a comment that she got on her first TikTok about the tattoo, which says, "Don't do it, girl. Nobody is saying anything right here," which to me is solid advice. All right, like Amy should have listened to this one. Anyway, here is this TikTok of her responding.
I didn't know that Fijians could be so mean, because now I've got a tattoo and I don't even know what it means. So can someone tell me what I have on my body, please? Okay, this is my tattoo. What does that even mean?
The tears, the drama, oh my goodness, I am so here for it. I am living for it. This is 10/10 content. Like, is it mean to find joy with someone having a messed up tattoo? Yeah, probably, but again, if you play silly games, you're gonna get silly prizes. I'm sorry. So Amy's tattoo says, and I apologize profusely for my pronunciation here, but it says Matan Evola Levu. How did I do? Probably terrible. So when I saw that, I was like, right, straight to Google. Let me translate this and see what it says. I used two websites. Both of these come back with the same translation. And what Amy's tattoo means is large letters, okay? Large letters. So it's not like a terrible translation. Like, what does it mean? You know, like I was like, what does it mean? That's literally how I was at the end of Alice in Borderland season 2, when you see, no spoilers actually, let's not do spoilers, but oh my god, please watch Alice in Borderland if you haven't seen it. End of season 2. If you know, you know. If you don't know, watch it. But at the end of season 2, I was like, what does it mean? So I looked at the comments on this TikTok and someone said Matan Evola means letters and Levu means capital letters. And then another person said the exact same thing, it means capital letters. And then another comment says Matan Evola Levu means that you are like a big book, which is like you have so many stories to share and tell. It's nothing bad, don't worry. Which I think this is what Amy thought her tattoo meant. You know, I have in good faith that that's what she thought it meant, because she never confirms what she thought it was meant to be. This whole thing is a little bit sketchy. I'll talk about it later on in this video. But yeah, I would honestly be pretty gutted if I got a tattoo that I thought said one thing, but it actually means something else, or it doesn't mean what I thought it would mean, or it's not close to, or it's only a little bit close to, you know, it would be kind of heartbreaking, let's be serious. I'm sure we've all had some kind of fear when we get tattooed of like, actually, wait a second, does this tattoo mean something else, or does this imagery have some kind of secret meaning behind it? Because that is the case for some tattoo imagery, especially the super old school tattoo imagery. For example, the most obvious one is the spider web on the elbow. That actually means someone has done time in prison. But some people are not aware of that, especially the younger generation. You know, as we go on and on and on from traditional tattooing from like the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, the history of tattooing isn't spoken about so much anymore. So the awareness of the fact that there are tattoos out there that have meanings is becoming less and less known. So you have a bunch of people out there walking around with spiderweb tattoos, not knowing that that actually means they've done time in prison. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, some do find out eventually or later on, and they're like, oh, oops-a-daisy.
Guys, I've never been to prison. They didn't tell me this until after I got the tattoo, okay? So I didn't know that it had like prison-related, jail-related meaning until after it was already on my body permanently.
I got a spiderweb tattoo with a heart. It was part of a Valentine's Day flash. So anyway, a few months ago, I was standing in line at a gas station, and then as I'm leaving, the guy behind me walks out at the same time, and he's like, hey, where'd you get your tattoo? So I like told him where I got it, and he like instantly like gets this disappointed look on his face, and he was like, oh, I thought you were gonna say in prison. And I kind of laughed, and I was like, no, like I got it at this shop and this person did it and blah blah blah. So fast forward to today, at my serving job, there's a sweet little old man. He's like 70 years old almost. He's like, I've been meaning to ask you, where did you get that spiderweb tattoo on your elbow? And so I told him, I was like, oh, I got it at this place. You know, they were having this Valentine's Day flash sheet. He was like, I was going to say, I was in prison for 16 years, and that was a common tattoo that men would get in prison when they had murdered somebody. So I then tell him about the conversation I had with that guy at the gas station a few months ago, and he was like, oh, yeah, he kind of laughs. He's like, that's why he was asking if you got it in prison. He was like, it wasn't the quality of the tattoo or whatever. He was asking to see if I had unalived somebody. So, BRB, scheduling my cover up.
But yeah, the main topic of this video is obviously language tattoos, and my best advice will always be do not get a language tattooed on you that you don't speak. I think that would just be the safest bet for everybody involved. I feel like if you have a tie to the language, say your parents speak it or your grandparents speak it, or it's part of your family legacy in some way, then okay. I'm such a hypocrite for saying this. I'm fully aware because I do have 2 language tattoos on me that I do not speak. Okay, this is very much a do as I say, not as I do situation. And I will hold my hands up and say, yes, that makes me a hypocrite. But I got my other language tattoos in 2008, I was 18, and 2012, I was 22. Times were a lot different then. We didn't have social media. I wasn't fully aware of, how it could be kind of problematic to get a tattoo on you of a language you don't speak. And yeah, that probably does sound like a bunch of excuses, but that's basically how it was back then. There was just no awareness for, how it could be problematic. But yeah, I have Mandarin tattooed on me on my lower stomach. I don't actually ever see them because of the position of them. They're kind of like under my stomach fat, if that makes sense. I got them when I was like super skinny, so they made sense and I could see them back then, but now barely ever see them. I cannot see them. But mine says love and hate, and I know for a fact they say love and hate because I went to college with someone who spoke Mandarin, and he looked at them and was just like, yeah, that's kind of like the basic way of saying it or writing it if you were to write it in Mandarin. And then I have the ultimate Tumblr tattoo. Okay, like I fell victim. I have Carpe Diem tattooed on my ribs in Latin. The Mandarin one I've been wanting to get lasered off or covered up in some way at some point, but again, because I don't really see them at all, it's never been something that I've been urgently needing to do. The Carpe Diem one, I honestly still like it. I love the font and the style of it so much, so I don't think I'll ever cover it up, to be honest with you. So yeah, I obviously don't have a leg to stand on to say, hey, don't get this tattooed on you, because I've been there, I've done that. But as someone that likes to give out helpful tattoo advice to try and stop you from making tattoo mistakes, that's basically what my YouTube channel has been built on. I would definitely say try and stay away from getting languages tattooed on you that you don't speak. Anyway, going back to Amy's story, she uploaded another TikTok responding to a comment of someone asking, why would you get a tattoo that you don't know the meaning of?
Well, I'm just like a really fun, spontaneous person, and sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes that's a bad thing. And now I've got this tattoo that apparently means capital letters. What the fuck? Sorry, I'll try and pull it together.
Heck, I am all for a spontaneous tattoo. Like, trust me, I'm all about a spontaneous tattoo. As someone that likes to give out tattoo advice and say, hey, do your research, take your time with tattoos because it's going to be on you forever, I fully understand that sometimes you just have the urge to get tattooed. I've been there, I've done that. I'm not going to say don't ever get a spontaneous tattoo because that is stupid. I feel like with language tattoos, you have to put in the research and the time and the effort to make sure it is correct. There is no, quick Google Translate, print it out, take it to a tattoo studio. To me with this one, like, you really have to look into it and ask native speakers if this is a correct translation. And heck, don't just trust one person, ask multiple. Okay, like, we're in an era where people just don't take life seriously, so it's probably best to ask multiple people, in my opinion. Amy then uploads another TikTok where she responds to someone saying that the tattoo isn't real.
No, I swear to you, I wish this was a drill. This is not a drill. This is my tattoo. Are you guys ready? So here it is, right there. I wish I was joking, but I am so serious. Fuck my life. I go through laughing and crying. What the fuck?
I can fully understand the doubt with this whole thing because, as you can probably tell from the content I have been making recently, there is quite a few people out there faking their tattoos for social media engagement. So I understand the doubt, and I have respect for Amy to address this whole situation and be like, no, this is legit, this is real, this is tattooed on my body. And honestly, this whole story does seem pretty authentic to me. The tattoo looks real to me. That does not look like a fake tattoo in any way. The only grievance I do have though is the fact that tattoo does look a little bit older than a new tattoo, because this tattoo was meant to be done in August. To me, it just looks a little bit blown out for a new tattoo. It kind of, to me, looks like at least a couple of months old. But if you can see with the close-up, the MA looks kind of blown out, and I don't know, the line work just doesn't look crisp like a new tattoo would to me. And like I said earlier, she has never mentioned what she thought she was getting tattooed on her, so she may have even intentionally got large letters tattooed on her. You know, that could be the case, but she's now making it into content. I don't know, who knows. You can't really trust what you see on the internet nowadays, so that's why I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, no matter what the actual true story is about all of this, I think we can all learn from Amy's story. Make sure you always triple check the meaning of your tattoos, whether that is script or an image. Just do a quick Google search into the history of some imagery tattoos. If you're going for like flash tattoos of like roses, spider webs, anything else that's kind of traditional, like ships and anchors, they all have, you know, secret meanings. And just be incredibly vigilant when you get script tattoos, whether that is in another language or in your native language, especially English, because we have so many words that look or sound the same, but they have different meanings, because we've got where and where, there and there, you know, like it's very, very complicated. So just triple check every tattoo that you ever get tattooed on you. Okay, that's all I ask. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. And until my next video, I hope you stay safe and well, and until then,